Ladies and gentlemen, it is karaoke season.
The 2018 New Mexico State Fair Karaoke Showcase. We will hear over 300 songs sung in 13 venues to find the top 96 adult and top 12 minor karaoke enthusiasts. And then finally, the 2018 New Mexico State Fair Karaoke Champ. To become part of this massive event, simply log on to callmeoz.net and click on the New Mexico State Fair Register Here logo.
And welcome to Call Me Oz Live on Wednesday, June 27th. It's nice to be back in Albuquerque. Last week was a very long week. I was actually in El Paso, or should I say down south all week. It was super hot, and we did a lot of stuff, got a lot of stuff taken care of and wrapped up that I needed to wrap up. So now I can focus even more on Call Me Oz, because I just don't think we've been doing enough lately. Ha, just kidding. So, where I've been. So last Tuesday while I was down south, I popped into the Briar Patch, which was with KJ Frankie. He actually did a live Facebook when I was singing Rocky Like a Hurricane. It was a blast and a half, man. That bar is really fun. So if you ever go to El Paso on a Tuesday night, look up KJ Frankie. He's actually at a lot of other places too. Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday night. He's all over El Paso. He's a great KJ, great sound, great time. Last Friday, I popped into Billiard Palace with, calls himself KJ Candy DeVille, I believe it is. But anyway, it's Will Rogers. Yes, that's his real name. So I had a really good time there. Billiards Palace is doing their audition next Friday. It is completely full. And then on Sunday, we held the minors audition over at Kilt. We were packed. We had some great minors singing. We sent the final 6 off to the New Mexico State Fair. They will make us proud. It was definitely amazing. Also, Jasmine Barboa, which was one of our champions for the minors back in 2016, she came in from Phoenix, visited with us, sang a few songs. It was great to see her too. Toby Riffick, he did a great job. Started on time, kept the party rolling. Man, we had a great time. So for those of you that were there, you had a great time. If not, those of you who weren't there, you missed a great time. Then last night, we had the audition for the adults over at Sidelines. Wasn't sure how it was going to be. I was pleasantly surprised at the night. It was amazing. Started right on time. We ran through. We had 18 contestants. We sent 9 more adults to the New Mexico State Fair, and they were awesome. And everybody that was there last night was awesome. We had a full house. It was definitely packed. So it's been a good time so far. Everything's been running nice and smooth. Everything is going great. Amos killed it last night. Congratulations, Amos. You were awesome. And by the way, hello to you. You're sitting there watching, and hello to you, Lyle. We definitely miss you out of California. Hope you can come see us sometime soon. So last night at Sidelines was awesome, and we're looking forward to the next one. So moving right along, tonight I will be at home, probably sleeping because this kind of wears me out sometimes. I got to rejuvenate for Friday night. It's the One Night Stand comedy show that will be at the UNM Conference Center. You guys can get tickets at the Sandbar. And after that, I'm going to run up to Rio Rancho for a minute. On Saturday, this is Saturday, June 30th, we have the fundraiser for Millie, for Coach Millie. As most of you may have heard by now, they found cancer in her lungs, and they performed surgery a couple of weeks ago. She was actually at Kilt on Sunday. She is doing amazingly well. So we will have this fundraiser. You can go to the website, find information. You can find it on Facebook under Cancer Benefit for Millie. And that will be Saturday from 1 to 3 at the Duke City Event Center on 2nd Street. Like I said, more information on Facebook. On Tuesday, depending, my brother is coming in town. So if he comes in town and we can hang out, I will be with him, but if not, I will be at the Elks Lodge on Tuesday and then the library downtown. But even that is kind of in question right now because they do have a special event that they do every year on the 3rd of July. So that would cut karaoke short. We're not sure. We're negotiating with the owners right now to find out whether we will even do karaoke that night. If we do, the Progressive Sing and Win will continue, and the prize that night will be a vacation to Cabo San Lucas. So we'll go from there and see what happens. Last night, from what I understand, the Jägermeister cooler was won by some police officers that decided to drop into the library last night. So good times there. Let's see. And then also, we all know what's coming up Wednesday, Freedom 4th. That is at Balloon Fiesta Park. Best way to do it is catch Park and Ride at the Coronado Mall or one of the other locations that they do it. You pay $1. You get on the bus, you ride down, they drop you off, you go in, you have a good time. You catch the bus back, and they take you right back to your car. They have local bands that start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. About 8 o'clock, Jody Messina will take the stage. She goes on until it's dark, and then they kick off the fireworks, and it is one amazing fireworks show. A lot of people, there's great times for kids. There's an entire kid park area. There's brew houses, there's everything. It's a good time. And even if you have to eat there, it's really not that expensive. I do pretty well there. So I hope to see you guys at Freedom 4th on Wednesday. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you something on the website. Just a couple of, we're really focusing on building comedy right now. We have a lot of great comedians in this community, a lot of great comedians in Albuquerque. And we really want to kind of give you an opportunity to see who they are and what they're doing. So we're really working on our No More Laughs page. Right here you see our home page, and all you have to do is click on comedy, and that will take you over to No More Laughs. And as you can see when you scroll down, the first thing it's going to show is the featured events, being the One Night Stand Comedy Tour. From here, we're going to find venues that are really serious about featuring their comedy shows. They can feature their venues right here is what will happen. And then down here, we will always list all the regular comedy shows that are going in or open mic nights that are going on at different places around town. So if you're a comedian and you're out looking for open mic night places to practice, this is a good place to go and find the places. If you like to watch comedy, then this is a great place to go and watch different comedy shows. So that's it for the website for now. We'll get back to a few other things. I want to talk about the events that are coming up right now. Of course, I want to welcome Angie to the show. Good to see you, Angie. We had a good time last night. Thanks for jumping in and taking care of the things you did. That was awesome. So here's what's going on. Red Velvet Underground is doing entertainment 7 days a week. This is a non-stop entertainment factory. They have great food. They have great food specials. They have a $5 menu. They have $4 beers and everything else. So basically what happens here at Red Velvet at this point is karaoke is every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 7 to 11 p.m. Except for yesterday, they had national touring bands, but that was something that was set up a long time ago. They have open mic comedy on Wednesday nights with Nicolina from 5:30 to 7. I'm sorry, that is actually on Tuesdays. Then they have the stand-up comedy show on Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. That's different than open mic. Stand-up means that these guys have to have a show prepared, and they're going to do a stand-up comedy show. It's a lot different than open mic where they get up for 5 minutes and they're practicing jokes. These are jokes that they have already worked on. So again, that is every Thursday from 6 to 8. Then we have karaoke with PJ on Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, they do live music karaoke open mic mix. This starts at 3 o'clock and goes till 11 o'clock. Then on Sundays, from 3 to 6, they have the Sweet Outside Open Jug Band. And then from 6 to 11, they have Rudy Boy Experiment. If you've never heard Rudy Boy, you need to check out Rudy Boy. This guy can kill it. He does a lot of blues, but he also does a lot of rock and others type stuff. But yeah, he's over the top. Then on the One Night Stand Comedy Showcase, that's coming up on Friday, featuring Keith Breckenridge. Zach Abeda, Buck D, David Roseman, and Holly Bird will be joining in the program. That's produced by Left Field Productions. UNM Conference Center, Friday, June 29th. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at the Sandbar and Grill. Just go on in, ask your server to buy tickets for that. They will also be available at the door. I also want to mention we have new KJs at Fiestas. On Friday nights, we have Drastic, and Saturdays, we have Camo. So we have a new mix going on at Fiestas. That happened a couple of weeks ago. This is, I believe, the third week. Again, the fundraiser for Coach Millie, this is on Saturday from 1 to 3. It's a $10 suggested donation. We need to raise right about $3,500 for her to kind of pay the co-pays and the lost wages. And then, like I said, the Tuesday Sing and Win is kind of questionable because it's the night before 4th of July, but we will update you on the website as well as on Facebook. So just stay posted to that one to find out what's going to happen. The next New Mexico State Fair audition is Billiards Palace Friday, July 6th. Starts at 9 p.m. Get there very early if you want a table. And then I also want to mention we have a special audition going on Saturday, August the 11th in Belen. This is going to actually be at the Sheriff's Posse. It's put on by Our Lady of Belen Church, which does these huge fiestas in Belen every year. This is going to kick off the fiestas. And what they're doing is it's going to be the audition will be from 6 to 9, I believe. Yes. No, 5 to 8 is the audition, and then the live band will start at 8 and go from 8 to midnight. It's going to be a country band. It's a $10 cover, except for contestants that sign up for this, you get in for free. So, hey, man, a great way to get a free band, right? All the money that they raise from this goes to sponsorships for colleges and stuff like that for members of the church. So it goes to a great cause. And then we have the Never Ending Dinner and Concert for a 2. You can register it at any New Mexico State Fair karaoke audition. We signed up several last night at Sidelines. Your next chance to sign up will be at Billiards Palace on the 6th. The other way you can get signed up is you can go on the website, find out where Oz is tonight, and if you run into me at one of the venues that night, I also carry registration forms with me so you can sign up then. You can sign up as many times as you want. You can sign up 100 times if you want, if you go to that many auditions and you see me that many times. So it's a good thing. We will have the drawing August 25th at Camino Real at the audition. You do not have to be present to win the concert tickets, but you do have to be present to win the dinner tickets. And then we roll on to the 2018 International Balloon Fiesta. That will happen October 10th from 10:30 in the morning till 1 p.m. and Thursday, October 11th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. This is brought to you by Little Anita's, who also owns Fiestas. The 24 semifinalists at the New Mexico State Fair will automatically be part of this show. There will be 12 on each day, so kind of a bonus to make it into that part. And then from there, just kind of getting a little further out, letting you know what's going on. In November, we will be doing the Call Me Oz Birthday Bash, which we used to do every year. This is currently in the works, so as soon as we nail down the location, the date, and the time, and the entertainment, then of course we'll announce all of that as well. The last major event that we're setting up for the year is the Twinkle Light Parade. That will happen in December. Usually the first or second weekend of December is when that happens. So we're putting all that together now. We still have to determine how many floats we have and also how we will qualify people to be on these floats. So stay posted for that. So now I have a couple of things that I want to talk about that's going on in the karaoke world that I feel is extremely important for KJs to know and understand, as well as venues to know and understand, and even you as singers, because this may affect the song choices that you find at different venues. One of our Albuquerque KJs, which actually I have learned tonight that there's been a few other KJs that have actually been attacked by the Sound Choice Police. What is the Sound Choice Police? A lot of you probably see Sound Choice pop up at the end of the song or whatever. That's your preferred version. What Sound Choice has done is when they went out of business, they started going after all the KJs and suing them for illegally having these their songs on their computers and whatnot. So this continued for a while, and then all of a sudden they went away, and now they're back. They have rebranded their name, and now they're attacking the KJs again. So anyway, of course, I got asked, well, what do we do, Oz? Well, the first thing you need to know is I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not the guy to come to and say, hey, what do we do? If you have the money, I would say go get a lawyer. But if you don't have the money, I found after doing a little bit of research, something that I found is they have lost a lot of lawsuits when they sue you for trademark infringement, meaning that they think that you're confusing people, making them think that Sound Choice is putting on the karaoke show. But they have lost those lawsuits because you're not infringing on their trademarks. They actually only own the rights to 25 of the songs that they have done, which means the majority of the songs that they have put out, they don't even own the rights to. So therefore, they can't really sue you on those grounds unless they come into your establishment and they video you playing one of those songs at that time. The other thing is, the best thing that I have come across and done a lot of checking into is the Carafun versions. And when I first saw Carafun, like a lot of the songs were not that great. But then I learned that those were songs that are under the non-professional versions. You can get the professional version per venue, which is like $129 a month for that subscription. I'm talking to you, KJs, that when you do this, you get 25,000 songs that are of really good quality and for the most part are every bit as good as anything else out there. And they already own the rights to these songs. So therefore, as long as the venue is paying their ASCAP and BMI, you have nothing to worry about and nobody can sue you for using those songs. My suggestion, drop Sound Choice, drop Karma, and do nothing but Carafun. Unless you want to fight Sound Choice, that's up to you. So that's the big thing. That's the main thing that I wanted to cover as far as Sound Choice. We're working with Carafun as an affiliate. As soon as we have all of that set up, then I will pass the information on to you all. So there's another subject that I want to talk about too, because I've had a lot of venues bring this up. They seem to be confused between live music and karaoke, to where karaoke is kind of live music. I mean, you know, you have music playing in the background and you're singing, so I guess that's live, but it's not really fully live. And I think that a lot of venues, a lot of times, hire a KJ and they expect this huge crowd that night like they do with live bands, and it doesn't work that way. I see live music and karaoke actually as two completely opposite spectrums entirely. When I see a live band play at a venue, they come for one night, they pack the house, you pay that band $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 for the night, and you bring in a lot of revenue. But if that same band comes to your venue on a weekly basis, 2 or 3 times a week, you're not going to get those turnouts. You're not going to get those revenues. Karaoke, on the other hand, is the opposite. You get a KJ starting, you're probably only going to see 5, maybe 10 singers the first night, but that is going to grow every single week that you are consistent doing this. Now, if you start having karaoke on Thursday night and then football begins and you start delaying karaoke, you will lose those crowds. But the karaoke crowds tend to be more loyal and more regular. So they keep coming and they keep building. So these venues that you see that have 20, 30, 40 people rotations every single week, it's because they've been consistent and they don't delay karaoke because of special events. They keep it there all of the time. So people can actually count on it. The other thing about karaoke too is a lot of the KJs, you know, depending on who the KJs are, they might work for $50 a night or 100 a night or 150, some are 200 on weekends. So it just depends what you're looking for. But that is something that I felt that a lot of people need to understand, especially the venues and things like that. Now, another thing that I hear venues complain about a lot is, well, there's a lot of bodies in here and they're singing, but they're not buying food and they're not buying alcohol and they're not buying drinks. Well, for the longest time I got to thinking, well, maybe the KJ needs to do that, but the more I thought about it, especially as being a salesperson all of my life, I don't really see KJs as very good salespeople. I mean, let's face the facts. They just aren't. They may be great at working sound or bringing people up or doing what they do and entertaining, but really they're not salespeople, man. You know who the salespeople are is they're your servers. They're the people on the front line. They are the people that are in direct contact with the customers, and they are the ones that should be selling your products to those customers. So the next time you think that your KJ should be selling all your food and your alcohol in your bar, you might want to think twice about that and start thinking, no, maybe it's my servers. The same thing goes even with live bands. I've noticed the same situations, or even at the auditions that we do. I hear tons of people tell me, well, I probably would have spent way more money if the server would have come to my table a lot more often, but of course I sat there with an empty drink. So, word of advice to all of you venues, take a look at your sales staff and see what your sales force is actually doing out there, and maybe that's why you're not making enough money. So anyway, hope I didn't upset anybody, but you know, truth is the truth, right? So the next thing, the other thing I wanted to mention just to close that out too is, you know, you also have the right to refuse service to anybody. So if anybody's in your bar and all they're doing is drinking water, just tell them to leave, right? There's a lot of bars that do that. In fact, I'm seeing more and more bars now do that, where people walk in, they sit down at the table, and they say, yeah, no, I'm just going to drink water. And they tell them, hey, you can't loiter here, you need to leave. So feel free to do that. That's just the way it works, I guess. So speaking of bars, I got a little bar joke for you. This isn't as bad as the snowman joke, I promise you. So a horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, why the long face? You know the long face? You know, like a horse has a long face? Anyway, let's talk about the New Mexico State Fair. So the New Mexico State Fair is rocking along. One thing we've done is we've partnered with New Mexico Dream Center. You've probably heard a little bit about this. I'm going to go into a little more detail about this. It is hope for the homeless youth that we have around here. We have about 5,000 homeless children in Albuquerque alone. If you do the math and think about that, there's probably 6,000 in the state of New Mexico, and multiply that number times 52 states. We actually have about 260,000 homeless children in the United States. And that's really scary when you think about it. Could you imagine being 10, 11, 12 years old and wrapping up in a blanket next to a dumpster in an alley every night, and then some guy comes along and says, hey, I've got the perfect life for you, and he takes you into a hotel and he sets you up and he does this and he does that, and before you know it, the only way you're actually making a living is by prostituting. And the only reason you're doing that is because when you try to go get social services, you're too young, so you can't. Or you try to go to a homeless shelter and you can't check in because you don't have your parents with you. So what MNDC does is they help the homeless children, one, either get into foster care systems or find homes for them. But the other thing they do too is they just opened up their drop-in center, which is going to be a place where they can come in. There's no questions asked. They can spend the night. They can shower up. They can get cleaned up. They can do stuff like that, and then they can get out the next day and go from there. But this thing just helps a lot of people. So Shelly Rep is the director, and we will have more information as this pulls out. We're probably going to be building ads for them next week, and you can also find out more information at every one of the auditions that we do at the State Fair. So just want to say hello to Dominic, and good job and everything. The other thing, so I just want to go through the New Mexico State Fair Karaoke Showcase auditions. So the next one, like I said, is Billiards. The next one is Mariscos Altamar. That's on July 12th at 6 p.m. in Los Lunas. We have about 7 spots available on that one. Fiesta's Cantina the following Thursday, July 19th at 8 p.m. is check-in time. And I believe we have 7 spots on that one. Effing Bar is the following Thursday, July 26th. Check-in time is 8 p.m. I believe we have 8 spots for that one. Leo's Nightclub will be the following Wednesday, August 1st. Check-in is 7 p.m. We have 1 spot available for that one. Our Lady of Belen, the Audition and the Dance, which is still a few months away. That's August 11th, 5 p.m. I told you about that. We actually have about 16 spots, but that will fill up just from rollovers. And then the Library Bar and Grill on Tuesday, August 14th at 8 p.m. check-in time. I believe we only have 4 or 5 spots left on that one. That one's getting filled up really quick. And then the last chance to make it to the fair is Camino Real Winery and Tap Room on Saturday, August 25th at 7 p.m. So that one there, I think there's plenty of spots now, but that will be the last chance. So, of course, it will fill up very, very quickly. I do want to take you to the website real quick. And just in case you're wondering, like, where do I go to register or something like that, let me go ahead and show you where that's at. So let's see. If you're on the on any of the pages of Call Me Oz, actually, let me get this guy scrolled up. You will find this button right here. Just click on that button. That takes you over to the New Mexico State Fair home page. And on the home page, all you do is click on Register. That takes you to the registration page. When you go here, fill in all the information. It's pretty simple. Remember right here that whatever you do, you use the drop-down window to choose your venue. And then you fill all this out. And when you click the Submit button, give it a second. It can take a couple of seconds. So the other thing I want to show you too is if you want to know who has made it to where, you can come over here to the elimination brackets right here. And when you click on the elimination brackets, it will take you here. And it will show you the journey for the adults. So, like so far this day, Emma's there. On Friday, we have Monica, Sam, Chris, Ramses. Saturday, we have Julie, Willie. So as the auditions go on, this page continues to get updated. So this tells you who's making it. We also have the minors down here. So these are the 12 minors that are headed to the state fair. The other thing I want to do is a really quick thank you to the judges. And so the judges, if you ever want to know who the judges are, you can come to the home page, click on the judges button. This will take you over here to Jeanette, of course, is our judge director. And I want to say hello to you, Kenny. I hope you're feeling better. We missed you last night. Hopefully you'll be better for billiards. So this tells you who the judges are. It tells you a little bit of a bio about them and stuff like that. So there you go. So I just wanted to thank the judges. That's pretty much it on the website. Let's see. The other thing I want to mention to you is there will be open karaoke at the New Mexico State Fair again this year. It will be every day from 5 to 5:45 p.m. except on September 16th. And online registration for this will probably open here pretty soon, probably around the 1st of August. We'll go ahead and start filling that up. I also want to mention, too, that we will be part of the New Mexico State Fair Parade again. We'll be floating down Central live on floats. We'll have 2 floats this year. The singers that qualify to the New Mexico State Fair showcase can be in the parade. We will have DJ Drastic and Famous Amos as our KJs. And then I just want to remind you all that the semifinalist from the State Fair will also roll on to the Balloon Fiesta. And I just want to say hello to Suzanne Field. By the way, if you ever need a great face painter, she is the plan. She is definitely the one. She does all kinds of amazing stuff. So there you go. I want to thank Double L Media for hosting this amazing show, doing what he does. He does it well. I can't say enough for all the video work he does. And if you ever need video for a wedding, if you need a video commercial built for your business, if you need a video for anything, in fact, if you've seen the opening videos at the different auditions, that's who does them. So good luck to everybody this week. I hope everybody has a great week. And I will sing you out there soon. Maybe I'll run into you at Freedom 4th. Have a great night.